Hello, hi, it's Henry the Computer Guy, and you welcome to our lesson number 40. And in today's lesson, we are actually going to be looking at how we can organize our files onto our computer. And they're telling us that the management of computer files and paper files has much in common. That means that the way you organize the computer files can be the same way you can organize your files, let's say, in your drawer or cabinet. So if all the paper documents accrued in a house or business were stored in a single drawer without using paper folders, then it would become somehow impossible to find anything that you actually want. For example, if you get all the bills, you put them there. If you get any document, you just put it there. So you mix all the documents together. Then if you're looking for one of the documents, then it will be difficult for you to find the actual document that you're looking for. They are telling us that a well-organized house will have some filing system to segregate or separate electric bills from telephone bills and from bank statements. That means that you put all those similar files together such that whenever you're looking for one of those files, you can actually see it with ease. Files on a computer should be managed in a similar fashion. That's why we always create folders. We create folders on our computers, then we name them differently. Reason being that we give them names such that whenever we are looking for some information related to that folder, we can actually get it with ease. A good practice is to use a personal folder to organize your files. For example, you're using a computer, you have many files that you have, and they're somehow different, not related. You can create separate or different folders which can keep all those files. Are we together? So this is the equivalent of a filing cabinet in a paper filing. For example, you have the paper filing, then you can put in the different file cabinets for the different files. It can be created in My Documents folder or in the C drive of the computer. This folder is the root folder of the filing system. And they're telling us that subfolders can be then created for the subject areas. That means that if I create a first folder and inside that folder I put another folder, so that folder is going to become a sub folder. We continue. Within these, further subfolders can be used to organize the files within each subject. An example is shown below. So we are going to be looking at some of the folders they created, and under those folders they created other folders. So a folder into another folder becomes a subfolder. So you can have multiple folders into other folders. So they will be termed as subfolders. Let's look at that example. So they're telling us that creating a root folder in My Document. So we are going to be using My Document to create a root folder where we actually begin from. And they're showing us this, that they went to My Documents. In My Documents, they created a folder called John. Are we together? So we are also going to try following this procedure and we create our own folders into My Documents. And we see actually how did they do these folders or how they created these folders. Let's continue. And we have to try it out and see whether we can also come up with something of this kind. Let's come and try it. So we have our documents here. When I come here to my computer, I will come and look for my documents. So when I click on My Documents, of course, if I am on my PC and I come and click on My Documents, then it will give me, or it will take me to this step. Then remember they created a folder called John. So it's the one we are also going to be creating. How do we create a folder? Remember we did that one in the first lesson when we are introducing ICT file and folder management. So we say that you can either use this one or you can right click in any free space in that location where you are or where you want to put that folder. Then you click on new, then you click on the folder. So you can do the one that you feel that is simpler for you. I can come and say right click, then I'll come to new, then I'll click on folder. Or if I don't use this, I can exactly come and click onto this new folder. So it gives me that. So I'm going to name my folder as John. Remember they named it there as John. Let's also make this one as John. So after that, I can click enter or in any free space. So I think we have come up with what they have already here. Are we together? So we have John, we have music, we have pictures. So that's what we have. So I have my folder as John. We can close this and continue, and we see what they are trying to tell us. And they're telling us that create a subfolders within the root folder for the subject areas. That means that we are going to create other folders under that folder that we have created. For example, John. So they are showing us that here we are in My Documents, and under John, they went ahead and created other 4 folders, which is the admin, the engineering, the tech drawing, and the technology. We are also going to try that one out. So we come and try it aside here. We click on our link to take us there. So we have our folder, which is John. And remember, they told us that under John is where we are going to be creating other 4 folders. So we use this one. So if I want to open that folder, I'll right click. Then, first of all, you're going to select it. Then you right click. Then you come and say open. Or if that one is difficult for you, you can double click it, then it will open for you. So we are going to be putting other 4 folders as you see down here. 4 folders as you see in our example they have given us. So we create it as one, then we name it as, for example, admin. Let's give it a name. You can right click on it and say rename. You can right click and say rename. Then we call it admin. Then we create another folder. They called that one engineering. Engineering. Then we have another folder which is tech drawing. Create it. Then we name it tech drawing. We name it as tech drawing. So after that, we create another folder which is technology. We create onto this one. Then we have another folder which is technology. I think we are good to go. So these are now the 4 folders that we have as they have this here. So when you look at our answer here, it's the same as what they really have. So that is exactly how they did that. So if you look at this, they can give you the path. So it is actually telling us that in documents, then they came to John and actually added other 4 folders. We can close this and continue with our work. So they said that create further subfolders within the subject area folders. That means that under now John, they went to engineering. So we are seeing that we began with the documents. Under documents, we created John. Then from John, they went to engineering. But when they went to engineering, they added other 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That means that we are going to add other 4 folders into that folder that we have of engineering. Let's try it also down here. We click and it takes us where we have. So remember, we have our John. When we double click, we come. Then we look for engineering, the one they have told us. Then we put other more 4 folders. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4. So we start renaming them. So we are giving the first one as class notes. Can right click on it and rename. Class notes. Then we come to another one which is drawings. Right click and rename. Then we come to another one, right click and rename, which is the resources. Then lastly, we create another folder called the tests. right click and rename. They called that one tests. I think we are good to go. So it is exactly what they have here. So we have class notes, then drawings, then resources. So if we are to look at this path they have here as the directory, then we can come down here, then we can click and see that path. So I think it is actually similar to what they are having up here. So we have documents, John, then under engineering, they have those files. So we have documents, then John, under engineering, we have also created other 4 folders. Let's close this one and continue with our work. So they told us that we continue the process until the required level of organization is achieved. That means that they gave us others. So now they're telling us that in this, they came from documents, we went to John, engineering, then under class notes, they created other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They created more other 6 folders there. Are we together? So they are the ones we are going to try also. We come and try it also and see how we can say. And they're telling us that this organization will make files easier to find and backing up your files. It will involve copying the root folder to their backup device. For example, you wanted to copy everything that you have in that root folder. So you will copy everything into the backup or onto the backup disk that you having. So let's try it and see how we can come up with also this one. So we are going to go under class notes and add other 6. Then first year, second year, third year, fifth year, sixth year, then transition year. We come to John, then we come to engineering, then we come to class notes. Then under that one, we create 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 6. So we call the first one, this is first year. So I told you, you click on it, then right click and rename. And call it first year. That is done. Then we come to second year. Right click, rename. Then we come to third year. Right click, rename. Then actually let's look at what they have. So we have third year, fifth year, then sixth year. Right click and rename. These are actually simple things. Fifth year. Then we have sixth year. Right click and rename. Then lastly, we have the transition. Let me see, it is what? Transition year, I think. Transition year. Right click and rename. Transition year. So actually, we have come up with exactly what they want. So remember, we began with John, we went to documents, we came to John, then we came to engineering, then class notes. I think it's the one we also have down here. So when we look at our file path, it is actually going to give us that. So we came from documents, we came to John, we came to engineering, then we came to class notes, and we added those folders the way they have them into our work. So that means that having our folders in that format will actually help us when we are backing them up. So we close this. So thank you for watching. It's been Henry the Computer Guy. I don't want to make the video long. So if you feel that you're new to this channel, please help me and subscribe. And if you know those people who actually need this content, you can help me and share the link to them. And they also subscribe to that channel. Thank you for watching. It's been Henry the Computer Guy. Bye bye. I sign out.